Long ago, when the great empires of the world were strong and their kings feared across the nations, there arose the empire of Babylon Cush. Its walls were tall and mighty, its palaces decorated with gold, ivory, and carvings of lions, leopards, and eagles. Merchants from faraway lands brought spices, jewels, and fine cloth to its markets. Soldiers guarded its gates, carrying spears that glittered in the sun. It was a land of power, yet within that land lived a man whose strength did not come from soldiers or riches, but from the God of heaven. His name was Daniel. Daniel had been taken from his homeland of Judah as a youth, carried far away to serve in the palace of foreign kings. Many would have forgotten their God, blending into the ways of the new land. But Daniel's faith was as unshakable as the mountains. He carried himself with dignity, his dark skin glowing with the light of wisdom, his eyes sharp with understanding. Wherever he went, favor followed him, because the Spirit of the Most High rested upon him. The kings of Babylon Cush trusted Daniel. They made him an advisor, then a governor, until he stood above many rulers in the land. Yet when a man rises too high, envy follows close behind. The other officials, dressed in fine robes and decorated with gold, looked at Daniel with hearts burning like firewood. They whispered in secret, "Why should this foreigner be raised above us? Why should the king trust him more than the sons of Babylon Cush?" They searched for a weakness in him, something to accuse him of before the king. But Daniel was faithful. No bribe was found in his hand, no lie on his lips, no corruption in his work. And so they said, "We will never find any fault in this man unless it has to do with the laws of his God." The men plotted together. One morning as the sun rose over the palace and the air was filled with the cries of market sellers, they went before the king. The king sat upon his throne, wearing a robe of crimson and gold, his head wrapped in a crown, his face stern and proud. The men bowed low, their words smooth as honey but sharp as a thorn. "O king, may you live forever. You are the greatest ruler under the heavens. Let a law be made that for 30 days, no man or woman may pray to any god or man except you, O king. Whoever disobeys shall be thrown into the den of lions." The king, flattered by their praise, agreed. He took his seal and pressed it into clay, making the law firm and unchangeable. But Daniel, faithful as always, went to his house. His home stood with windows open toward the land of his fathers. 3 times each day he knelt upon the woven mat of his floor, raised his hands toward heaven, and prayed to the God of Israel. His voice rose like smoke from the cooking fires, like drums that echo far into the night. Daniel did not hide, for he feared God more than men. The jealous men spied on him. They watched as he prayed, and their smiles were like hyenas circling prey. They ran to the king and said, "Did you not make a law that no one should pray to any god but you for 30 days?" The king answered, "It is true. The law is unchangeable." Then they cried, "Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, pays no heed to you. 3 times each day he bows to his God." The king was troubled. He loved Daniel and saw the trap laid before him. All day he tried to find a way to save him, but the law of the land could not be undone. At sunset, the officials returned, pressing him with their demands. And so, with sorrow in his heart, the king gave the order. Daniel was brought before him. The king looked into his eyes, his voice heavy with grief. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Then Daniel was taken, bound with ropes, and led to the den of lions. The great stone lid was lifted, and Daniel was lowered inside. The stone was rolled back, sealed with the king's own ring, and Daniel was left in the darkness. Inside the den, the lions prowled. Their eyes glowed like fire, their roars shook the walls, their teeth gleamed sharp as spears. Their breath was hot, their claws dug into the ground. The sound of their growls filled the air like thunder. Yet Daniel was not afraid. He lifted his face toward heaven, whispering prayers to his God. Suddenly a light shone in the darkness, and the angel of the Lord stood beside him. At once the lions grew calm. Their mouths closed, their roars ceased. One by one they lay down, circling Daniel not as predators but as protectors. All through the night they guarded him, their great bodies surrounding him like shields. Meanwhile in the palace the king could not sleep. He refused food, he turned away music, he found no comfort. All night he lay awake, his heart heavy with worry for his faithful servant. At the first light of dawn, he rose and hurried to the lion's den. His voice trembled as he cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to save you from the lions?" For a moment there was silence. Then from within the pit came a calm voice. "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not harmed me, because I was found innocent before him. Nor have I done any wrong against you, O king." The king's face broke into joy. He called for Daniel to be lifted out. When the ropes pulled him up, the people gasped in amazement, for not a single scratch was upon his skin. The lions had not touched him. Then the king gave a command. Those men who had accused Daniel, along with their families, were seized and thrown into the lion's den. Before their feet even touched the floor, the lions leapt upon them, crushing their bones and devouring them. The ground shook with their cries, and the sound of it spread fear through the land. After this, the king sent out a new decree to all nations and tribes under his rule. His messengers rode on horses, on camels, on donkeys, carrying scrolls across deserts and mountains. And the message said, "To all peoples, nations, and languages who dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied to you. I decree that men everywhere must fear and honor the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and his kingdom shall never be destroyed. His dominion will last forever. He rescues and saves. He performs signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions." And so Daniel continued to prosper in the land. His name was honored, and his story was told from village to village, from father to son, from mother to daughter. His life became a light among the nations, showing that no power of man, no law of kings, no teeth of lions can overcome the faithfulness of the Most High. So my children, remember the story of Daniel. When trials come, stand firm. When the world rises against you, remain faithful. When danger surrounds you, trust in the God who shuts the mouths of lions. For the God of Daniel is the same God who lives forever.